you doing, dog? Alright, welcome to episode 52? 53. Shoot, I don't know anymore. Whatever it says down below. In this episode, we start the 5-speed swap. I picked up a 79 620 5-speed with an L20B and a driveshaft and a crossmember. And so, take a break from the air conditioning. I'm going to install the 5-speed because in this video you'll also see the second to last test drive of the 4-speed. So you can see, and you'll also notice some stuff. I think also in this video I removed 2 relief springs out of the back of the truck, and it actually lowers a little bit, but it makes it so much softer. With these thick shocks I got on the back, it was just too bouncy. So there's some of that. Also restore the sun visors. Anyways, I start the 5-speed swap. That ends up being a domino effect. I have to redo the whole exhaust, make a new shifter plate. Anyways, the beginning of this is, I think, just installing the tranny, the cross member modifications, drive shaft, a whole bunch of work. So anyways, like, subscribe, comment down below. Where you going, dog? And if you want to see more videos, this is episode whatever. It's basically the start of the 5-speed swap is the big thing. Alright, there's the 5-speed. I got the tranny off the block, got it apart. So here's the original sun visors from the 521. I just try to clean them. They're actually kind of bluish. I don't know why they're blue. Should be gray, like these brackets. But I just cleaned them the best I could. Obviously they're pretty stained, so I think I'm gonna try vinyl paint. See how that works out. I'm gonna take them apart, paint them. So note to self, when I'm taking this apart, you take out this machine screw, and there's a little tooth on the bottom here. You gotta pull that out facing the tooth. The shaft just comes out. I guess when you put it back in, it's actually still grease on there. There's a little tooth there. So it was like that. Hopefully I'll be able to get that machine screw back in. Okay, all these L series covers are exactly the same for all 9 L series except for the L20B, which has this extra bolt hole, 19 millimeters taller. Water pumps the exact same as red. For the water pumps, like for a truck, 521, 620, 720, it's got this truck one, it's kind of long, and it's got this pulley, and it rides on the outer belt. Okay, that's the truck one. Now, the ZL6 water pump is shorter because it rides on the inner crank pulley. So the pulley is different. You can see the bolt pattern is different. The overall height is about the same. The overall height of these is very similar. This one's just a little bit shorter. This is all the early Z and truck water pump differences. The hardware seems to be the same. You got an 8mm, 8mm, 6mm, 2 short 6mm, and 12mm head, 10mm head. Now the newer stuff you get in the clutch fan. This is a truck clutch fan. Again, rides on the outside. The bolt is captive, you can't remove it. This is the clutch fan. This is like L20B. And yeah, L18, I'm pretty sure my truck did not have that on my old. So this would be like L16, L18. This is L240, and at some point they went to a clutch fan. Probably a different one with a different pulley, I'm assuming. But yeah, that's the differences. So of all the water pumps. So I think I'm going to run a Z water pump to get it smaller so I can do electric fan. Oh, also, if you want to run this Z water pump, the Z pulley, which you can still buy these brand new, these not so much, you also have to change your Z to a Z alternator bracket. Alright, so here's the 5-speed. Just been cleaning it. It's getting there. It's getting a lot cleaner. I read somewhere that L5 means 5-speed. I can shift 5 gears, but it's looking pretty good. It's took out the drain plug. There's a little tiny bit of oil still in it. Pretty nasty looking. Yeah, I just ordered a new tranny mount. Got it at O'Reilly's, like 12 bucks or something, which is pretty cool. I think it was 15 bucks. So we got the new motor mount. Here's an interesting technology difference between here's a 520, 521 bracket to the frame. A weird motor mount they have with these weird bolts going sideways, and then Nissan switched to this, and they still use this today in the Skyline Z's and everything with a rear wheel drive. So it's a traditional 2 bolts into the training and 2 bolts into the crossmember. Luckily, I got the T-bolts. Those are really nice bolts, so you don't need 2 hands to put it on. So like I said, I just bought a brand new one of these online last night, quick from O'Reilly's. I can throw that away, and just reuse the bolts. So here's a 620 King Cab 5-speed crossmember, and this reminds me a lot of my old 74 620. So I can run a automatic or a manual with this one. Those 2 bolts I was telling you about, bolt in the tranny right there. I don't think those do anything. Or do those go up to the nuts to bolt it? No, I don't think so. And these go to the frame. It seems to fit the 521 frame with my new mount, so it won't take much work. I think I'm going to modify the truck to accept this crossmember. I didn't think I would ever own one of these, but I got one with the engine I bought, so let's use it. I already modified my torsion bar crossmember into a tranny crossmember, but I don't think I need to use that anymore. I think I'll use a genuine 621. Now I'll have 2 choices. I'm just checking the level. Yeah, the back of the truck has definitely gone down. Still a lot of driving this weekend with the 2 leaves removed. It's definitely softer. It's definitely dropping down now. So I think I need to raise the back. I got a 2.5-inch block. I have to take an inch out of that block or lower the front. I kind of like the back. I don't know. I just need to get this truck level. I've got a good idea on lowering the front, but it's going to be a lot of work. I want to lower the coilover mount in the lower control arm, move her down like an inch. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's just going to have to cut the whole lower control arm apart. I need to do that anyways. That's the long story, but that's the long-term plan. I think the short-term plan is take an inch out of the block at the back, but I don't know. Let's get the 5-speed in this thing. Alright, so I just cleaned up this 5-speed tranny I got from the 79 620. And just noticed some differences between these. I've never owned a 4-speed like that before. When I had my 620, I had a different 4-speed. And I think it looked just like this. So it wasn't a big deal going from 4 to 5 and the 3-speed automatic. They're all basically this size. This one is way smaller, this 70 4-speed. So you got the oil pan on it. It's weird. The shifter's like 5 inches difference. The flange is different on the back. The wiring is, this is probably the reverse switch here on the 521, just way back there. That'll be easy. The mount is similar. I got a new mount for it. That won't be a problem. I redesigned that already. The bell housings look identical. The same length. They both end there. So the bell housing is the exact same. Shift works the same. Obviously on the older one it's had a spring. The new ones don't have a spring. The old one's adjustable. The new one isn't. For now, I'm going to use the L16. So I'll probably use the L16 clutch and all that stuff. I'm hoping those pieces will move over to here so I can keep the adjustability slabs. So I guess it doesn't matter. We'll figure that out. Got to do some math and see how similar these are. Notice that pin's a lot longer. This one's a lot shorter. Yeah, I probably will definitely have to. Uh-oh. That might be a problem. Is it just me? Oh, that thing sticks way out longer. Uh-oh. Is this gonna work? Uh-oh. This clutch is on. Maybe I have to use an else. Maybe I have to use an actual, I don't know, a different clutch or something. Because the block is that deep. I don't know about this. This only sticks out like an inch, and that one sticks out like 2 inches. Didn't read about that problem. Oh, more work. Somebody must have done this before. I can't find any information on it. So, I'll try to figure this out. Alright, so I finally got the rear main seal off. I think it's leaking, I'm not 100% sure. It wasn't very dry. Very wet, I mean. The back of the flywheel is bone dry, but I'm going to change it anyways. Since now I don't use a pick, I end up having to pick, slashing myself, end up getting 4 stitches. That was a mistake. I should have used my bearing puller bearing seal puller. I couldn't find this thing, so I finally found it, and that's the right way to remove this without cutting yourself. So here's the new seal I got. Okay, I got the 5-speed installed on the motor. Got the shifter in. I noticed there's an issue though. When you go from 5th to reverse, there's no lockout, so it's a detent ball or something stuck. Anyways, tranny's bolted on the engine. I'm trying to figure out the right position. Right now I got 6 degrees. I can't go up any higher because the tranny hits the body. It's gonna hit the body, so I don't know what the trick is to get these trannies to fit. The engine's at 2.7. Tranny I think is at 6. Other than that, it's right in the center. I cut off my old mounts, got a new 620 mount, and gotta make some new mounts now. And it looks like this 620 mount will be flush with the bottom of the frame, if not any lower than the current driveshaft cross member. So I just need to make some new mounts for here, and we'll be good to go. And then I gotta figure out a drive shaft. But yeah, let's make some mounts. Alright, so I just bought some Z Concepts shifter clips for a 620. I'm using a 620 5-speed. Just clean the shaft. I'm gonna put the original 4-speed knob on there for now. I don't have a different knob. That's the part number. They fit perfectly. Here's the original, what was left of it. Somebody put a washer in there. Can't believe how bad that is. But anyways, somebody put a washer on the side instead of just getting the right bushings. You can get brass ones. You can get all different types for these things. But yep. So this is from a 79 620. So let's pop that in now. I'm sure it'll ship a lot better. I think I need to order a new one of those just in case. There we go, new shifter. Just put a little grease on there. Oh man, this pin, I wonder if I had the tranny too high. Oh, it does not fit, that's for sure. Even with the grease. Man, it is snug. It's in there, but whoops. Can't get the pin in now. Shoot, I got grease all on my fingers. Anyways, you get the idea. Oops. Find the pinhole. Gotta get this grease off my hands. Oh, this thing feels tight now. This thing feels really good. The only problem is there's no reverse lockout. So there's a detent ball thing missing or broken or something, or stuck. I need to figure out which, I need to get in the service manual and figure out which is the detent ball spring for the reverse lockout. And I think I have the tranny too high. It's like touching here. I'm assuming that's too high. Other than that, the other shifter I think was more bent back. So it's actually like in the same position. I'll have to look at that. Anyways, I think I'll lower the tranny maybe a couple millimeters before I weld it in. I haven't made the mount yet. I just wanted to put the shifter in because I just got it. Oh man. I also added a couple more gauges, voltmeter and AFR, air fuel ratio. They're not hooked up yet. I just stuck them in to get them out of the way. My air conditioning is going here. And the battery's disconnected. So yeah, now I gotta make a whole new plate for this. First I guess I'll weld in the tranny mounts. And also, Just got a used stereo to go in here. Maybe buy a new one. Now that's the one on my Frontier. I put a new one in the Frontier. But yeah, this boot will be back here. Good thing is it doesn't look like I'll have to cut the floor, so I just need to cut a hole this big in the new boot. Make a new plate. That'll be fun. So here's the start of my tranny mounts, using the factory holes in the factory 620. These look like old seat bolts. Down here. I don't know if you can see this or not, but got the tranny in on my tranny jack. I think at the right place. Actually, I think I'm going to lower it down just a tickle. I'll lower it right here. Let's leave it there. So now I got these little blocks. Put on the frame. Weld them in. The parking brake cable is better clearance on this one. Now the problem is the exhaust. I gotta either modify the exhaust to go through that hole, or I gotta modify the cross member, or just do no exhaust at all. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I'm liking this. It's looking good. I cut all those old brackets off. So it's gotta make another one of those for the other side, or I should say drill holes in it. Oh, here it is right here. Hey, clean it up. This is a piece of steel. I gotta figure out how to get this thing nice and square in here. It's looking good. 5 speeds coming soon, hope. Alright, I just got the 620 cross member welded in, and it's looking good. I'm really happy with it. I measured from here to this cross member to make sure it's square and level, and I just put in the 620 drive shaft, and I'm really surprised that it looks like center support bearing will work for the first part, and the rear one was a king cab. I wonder if a regular cab 620 shaft would work. Obviously it's too long, so I think I may try putting on the 521 rear and doing a hybrid shaft. I know that's probably not balanced, but just as a mock-up and see, maybe test drive and see how it drives. And then I need to shorten this shaft, but it's looking good. Oh, battery just died on my light.